first time hitting over an hour for a run in like months. And it's also the first time I've ran like 50 Ks in 1 week for a long time. And that's because 2024 was really fun, but also really fucked. Man, I feel like a newborn giraffe running at the moment. Like my legs are just not connected to my body. 16 weeks and I'm running a marathon, God. 2024 started off so well. I was absolutely flying after sending a first half marathon for myself in December when I ran 1:20 and like 10 seconds or something. Big result for me, but I felt so good after that that I wanted to just keep on training because I was just feeling so fit. Probably a big mistake. So I thought that I would capitalize on that big fitness gain and go for a really fast 5K at the start of the year. So here was the plan. Get fast as fuck at the start of the year. Run some really fast 5Ks, translate that speed into some really good marathon blocks, starting with a debut in July and then going for it. Absolutely going for it in October. That was the plan. But step one was to get fast. And we were off to a pretty promising start with a 17:17 on like a 28-degree day, which is pretty crazy, right? Like I thought for sure that the next time I gave a 5K a go, I would be running way under 16 minutes. All I had to do was just turn up and get it done. And the funniest thing happened the next week. I fractured my calcaneus. And the next day, my ankle felt extremely swollen and painful in this area. But a fracture after just one run? Surely not. Damn it. Lesson number one of this year that I learned. Everything is your own fault. No matter what happens to you, it's all your own fault. 9 weeks of not running, 9 weeks of reflection, and that's what I came up with. Everything's my fault. It was completely my fault. But the good thing is that I could smash the ever-living shit out of cross-training, and that is what I did. It's really windy, it's really hot. That's like 110% improvement. And to be honest, this is gonna do absolute wonders for my long-term progression as a runner. Oh man, I'm so fucking unfit. So 9 weeks later, we started cranking out the Ks, slowly building right back up to what I was at before, which was around 90-ish Ks per week. Really fun, and I absolutely loved this period. And thankfully, I was able to travel all around the world and run in many different beautiful places, including going to the Olympics. I wasn't competing, I was just watching, but it was still epic anyway. I managed to get myself on TV. Why? What's going on, man? LeBron James. But when you're on holiday, you spend a lot of time sitting in planes, and I did that. Combining that with lots and lots of mileage, running as much as I could whilst I was over there, I picked up a bit of an issue. And this one is a little bit more complex. Now this is your hip bone, and this is the lateral femoral cutaneous nerve, and it's a sensory nerve that travels into the quad. Pretty interesting stuff, but why am I talking about this in this video? Well, I was getting pain through this exact area where this nerve actually innervates through the quad, and the worst that this pain ever got was when I was on holiday in Europe because I was sitting a lot and then getting up and then going and running. And the worst that this pain got was when I was coming back to Australia from Manchester to Singapore, sitting in this shitty, international flight seat. And I got to the point where I couldn't actually sit for longer than 20 minutes before getting this burning pain in my quad. The absolute worst thing I've ever experienced. Yeah, I'm certainly not accomplishing anything fitness-wise today. When you're injured, you basically only have two choices. The first choice is to just assume that it was just a freak accident and, you're just gonna have to rest and get better, and, once it's better, you're all good. Choice number two is to accept that everything basically in your life, you have some control over, and so this injury was probably your fault. And the only way that you're gonna get yourself out of this and never have this injury again is by fixing the problems that you had initially. And so here is where I encountered my second lesson of this year, which is that you shouldn't base your mental health and your happiness on your running and how well you're running or how well you're progressing in life. I'm generally quite a happy person, but I could not help but feel extremely sad during the time when I couldn't do anything at all. I couldn't cross train or I couldn't run, and I could barely even work. My purpose in life was completely taken away from me. I think during this time when I was, doing absolutely nothing with my life, all I was doing really was thinking about myself. And that made me realize that sitting around thinking about yourself and doing things only for yourself is a pretty fast way to not be happy in life. I think the best thing that people can do, and the thing that I've really learnt this year, is that spending a lot more time helping other people and going out of your way to do other things for others and focusing on that in your life as a source of happiness rather than yourself and your own progression and your own endeavors, that is a really good way to have a really fulfilling life. That's the second lesson that I've learned this year. So yeah, it's pretty likely that I'm probably going to get in really good shape next year, probably the best shape I've ever been in. But if I don't, then I'm still going to be happy either way. I'm still going to focus on trying to help other people and making running not just about myself and my own selfish endeavors and my own ego. I'm just going to continue helping people the best that I can and not taking myself so seriously, because at the end of the day, I'm just some random dude on the internet who's just running about, and there's probably 3, 4, 10 million people that are faster than me in the world, and who cares how fast I personally run? No one does. And I'm back to running pretty nicely at the moment, and we haven't even finished this year yet. I'm up to 50Ks a week. I'm feeling really good. My body feels good. I'm being very patient. I'm probably going to run a couple of races next year. I'm not going to run a marathon because, there seems to be this preconceived notion in my head that I'm not a real runner unless I've run a marathon, and I'm just going to take that and put it next to my, running ego and then just throw it in the bin. I'm just going to do whatever I feel like next year, and I can't wait. So I'll see you guys the next time I upload a video. Bye.